Hey, I'm Garth. I'm the Animation Tutor. I'm going to take you through some of our various learning options that you can find on our programs page. Over time, we have gradually fine-tuned these options based on our experience working with students, and we have decided to give preference to specificity and flexibility of both cost and way of learning over simplicity of choices. What this means is you might find it a bit confusing which of the many options to choose from, but trust me, it is better this way as it accommodates you wherever you're at with your skills. So to make this easier, I'm going to give you a tour of the different options available to let you make the best informed decision that you can. The first and simplest option for most that haven't worked with me as a tutor before is to simply sign up for a class or two. We have both 4-week and 8-week classes, and you can take the classes in any order that you prefer. But we'll also make some suggestions later in this video if you don't know where to start. Every class that you sign up for is one-on-one with me. Each week of the class involves a video lecture or two and homework projects. I have created all of the course video content and assignments, and I'll also be the one to mark your homework during the live feedback sessions. As soon as you sign up, you'll receive an email. Please check your junk and spam because sometimes it ends up there. That email will provide a link to the course content and you can begin right away. In that email, you'll also find a link to the booking and homework submissions page, which I highly recommend you read through thoroughly. As soon as you book a session, a digital calendar event is created with a Zoom link. So please use your preferred digital calendar to check when that session is if you forget. Over time, you'll get into the rhythm of watching the video lecture each week, doing the homework, and then booking your session. And then after, continuing on to the next session. Some students prefer to book multiple sessions in advance so that they have deadlines laid out in their calendar, and some prefer to book only after they've completed the actual homework for each week's class. Of course, you can also reschedule a session. You're provided a link in the email that you receive as soon as you book your session that allows you to reschedule. So that about covers the 4 or 8-week classes and how they work. Another option, if you want a more customized approach, is to be found when you scroll down on the programs page until you get to the mentorships. In this section, you'll see private lessons and personal mentorship. These are similar but different in important ways. Private lessons allow you to book as many feedback sessions as you purchased, and the idea is that you can bring any artwork or animation that you'd like feedback on, and I will provide critiques and suggestions for that work that you submit. With the personal mentorship, which is one of our most popular options, we first have a meeting where I get a sense of your skills, what your goals are, and what your schedule is like. And from there, I write up a personalized schedule with assignments for you to complete for each feedback session. The schedule is not written in stone and is often adjusted from time to time to ensure you're not swamped by the workload and the learning is happening as effectively as possible. So mentorships work similarly to a course, except there is no video lecture content and the homework isn't preset. If you are earlier on with your skills, having the video lecture demonstrations is actually a huge bonus. So I just wanted to mention this to help you decide. Okay, so far we've covered how it works to sign up for courses and mentorships. Now what about the bundles? The bundles are fairly straightforward. Most bundles allow you to pick a variety of 4 and 8-week courses that you'd like to sign up for. Bundles often include additional perks like animation textbooks, additional presentations and lectures, or even having some of my past accepted students currently studying animation review your work. There are some distinctions between the group bundle and the one-on-one bundles, so let's discuss these. The group bundle, which I just call the animation semester, comes with 6 preset courses, and since you are taking them with a group of other students, there is a set schedule for the homework due dates, and if you miss submitting your work on time, you miss the opportunity to have that week's homework reviewed. Also, unlike signing up for an individual course or taking any of the one-on-one bundles, the group bundle doesn't have live feedback sessions on Zoom, but instead I simply collect the homework files off of the Google Drive that are submitted by each student, and then I record a video of my critiques for everyone's work at once. This is why the group bundle is more affordable than the one-on-one bundles. Whereas with any of the one-on-one bundles, you can book your feedback sessions whenever you want, just like signing up for a course individually. So you never miss a session. If you don't complete your homework on time, you simply rebook your feedback session. This is why taking classes individually or part of a one-on-one bundle is usually a little more effective for students that are currently enrolled in high school or that work full-time. However, you can upgrade the group bundle so that there are some live feedback sessions that you can book sometime throughout the 6 months of the program, which is usually October to late February, the duration of the Sheridan animation portfolio season. And then you can still have some direct feedback on your work, which I highly recommend. In terms of what courses are right for you, this really depends on where you're at with your skill levels and also what schools you're applying to. The vast majority of my students are interested in attending Sheridan College, which is where I studied. I built all of the 4-week courses to fit nicely together and synchronize with the skills learned in the other courses. I've broken them down into course sequences, but you really don't have to abide by these if you don't want to. The first course sequence is a good beginning group of courses to bring a lot of your foundational drawing skills up to a good level, especially considering many high school art classes don't teach these skills very thoroughly anymore. The next course sequence begins importantly with storytelling for animation, which acts as a great segue between the previous course sequence and the next two that both involve creating artwork for a specific storyline or at least theme. The rest of this sequence helps to get you started in your ideation and brainstorming capabilities while working inside of your storyline, producing a wide variety of artwork that will flesh out the personal artwork section of an animation portfolio really nicely. The final course sequence involves moving towards developing some more established screenshots or keyframes from within your story with a variety of different frameworks to get there. Another theme of all of these 4-week courses is to emphasize the importance of process. You're ideally not committing too soon to any final design, but instead exploring different options and then picking the best ones to develop further, just like it would be at an animation studio. You'll also notice that each of these courses can be taken with 30-minute feedback sessions or 60-minute feedback sessions. 30 minutes is usually enough time to review most course homework assignments, but if you sign up for the 60-minute sessions, you can also bring along other artwork that you're working on for review as well. You'll also get access to our regularly updated weekly study prompts page that has a wide range of additional homework that you can complete to have reviewed. We've noticed that many of our successful applicants report that ongoing figure drawing on a weekly basis was incredibly important to their success, so this is listed right at the top of that page, just as one prompt example. For the 8-week classes, I recommend basically every student that is applying to Sheridan College to take at minimum the figure drawing and anatomy class and the animation fundamentals 1 and 2 classes. Figure drawing is just such a critically important skill, as I just mentioned, so this course goes into depth about the methods to approach this difficult practice. Animation fundamentals 1 and 2 each cover half of the actual required portfolio pieces that are listed year after year in Sheridan Animation's portfolio requirements. Other than this, the 2 world-building classes go much deeper in depth in 2 critical areas of animation: character design and background design. If you took any of the previous 4-week classes, they'll definitely help with these 2 courses as they also use a story as a basis for the assignments. Color and Light is filled with wonderful exercises to improve your digital painting and rendering, and then culminates in creating a final rendered composition with characters and an environment. Lastly, Storyboarding Fundamentals is a great 8-week course on the ins and outs of storyboarding, which can also make a great personal piece in any animation portfolio. As you can see, there is really no wrong answer here. It entirely depends on your skill level, your interest in learning the various subjects, your budget, your available time to work on assignments, and your goals of where you'd like to get accepted to, or thinking even further, which animation studio you'd like to work for in the future. I lastly just want to mention that year after year, it is getting more and more competitive to get into any of these post-secondary animation programs, and I highly recommend treating this task the same way an athlete would who hopes to compete in the Olympics. Practice effectively as frequently as you can. Many students have applied to Sheridan 2, 3, or even 4 times before getting accepted. My hopes in creating all of these different online learning avenues that I've laid out is to help you shorten this process by ideally a year or two. Hopefully, you can even get accepted on your first attempt after taking some of these different courses or mentorships. It has happened before. I didn't accept it the first time that I applied, but there wasn't all of these different online mentorship opportunities when I was applying, and I really wish that I had a tutor when I was going through the process, so this is why I've created this platform. Thanks for listening, and I hope this makes everything a little bit more clear.